Northern Ontario. It's a very special place. This sparsely populated region of Canada is unspoiled, rugged, and truly wondrous, especially the region known as Algoma country. Algoma is over 22,000 square miles of crystal clear lakes, fresh air, abundant wildlife, and best of all, it's easily accessible. Every spring and fall, I make time in my busy calendar to travel to this region with family and friends. It's our special place to fish, reconnect, and recharge our souls. This May, I drove to Algoma with longtime friend Terry Lotes for a short visit to relax and fish for big bass. After what was a long winter, we both needed quality time together to chat, laugh, and catch fish. Come join us on our drive to adventure and learn about the spectacular fishing, wilderness solitude, and much more that is available in Algoma at Wakamoto Lake Cottages.
That's a nice sized fish.
Good fish.
The new Fly Fisher is brought to you in partnership with Destination Ontario, Algoma Country, Orvis Fly Fishing, Scientific Anglers, Trout Unlimited, WeatherTech Canada.
Finally, the long winter is over, and that special day has arrived. We're on the road for a new adventure, back to our favorite fishing vacation location, Algoma country in Northern Ontario. It's late May, and warm weather has come early to this region. Our timing should be perfect for catching big smallmouth bass before they set up for spawning. But as all anglers know, there are no guarantees in fishing. Weather is the usual culprit in spoiling a good day on the water. But we don't care. It's time away. Our time to refresh and recharge. Joining me for this 4-day, long weekend trip of fishing is good friend, neighbor, and fellow angler, Terry Lotes. I introduced Terry to this region of Algoma 10 years ago, and he immediately fell in love with the land, the fishing, and of course the local people. It's this region where Terry has caught and released his biggest smallmouth bass to date. Though Terry's not a fly fisher, that doesn't matter, as we both share our knowledge and constantly learn from one another through our differing angling techniques. Whether Terry is casting a repellent minnow lure or I'm using a smelt fly pattern, it truly does not matter, as we try to solve the riddle that will help us catch fish. For our holiday fishing trip, we decided to stay at Wakamoto Lake Cottages, the perfect getaway location for couples, families, and even anglers. It offers beautifully appointed cottages with all the amenities needed. Terry and I both like to bring our own food and taking turns preparing meals. So these cottages are perfect. Lots of room for our fishing gear, relaxing, or even eating a plate of nachos while enjoying an adult beverage. What Terry is most happy about is the large separate bedrooms with comfortable beds which means he can get some sleep despite my snoring. After our drive up, we got settled in and then went to bed, dreaming of big smallmouth bass to come the next day. When we got up in the morning, the weather was certainly not great. High winds was the major issue, with some fronts rolling through as well. So we decided to look for other local lakes that featured high hills that surrounded the water. This would provide us shelter from the gusting winds. There were some other anglers there as well when we launched the boat. Our hopes were high as we tried this new lake. Thankfully, it didn't take long to connect with some fish. Good job, Terry. What do you think you got?
Bass?
First bass of the season. Nice.
Yes, very nice.
How's it feel?
Like, nice. Not that big, but
Start.
lovely.
Say a little male. There you go, bud. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do the honors. Watch those treble hooks.
Yes, my favorite.
There you go. This is a bass.
Yep, that's a bass.
Okay. Now that was kind of unique. It's actually a decent bass. Not huge, but it's decent. So that was a pretty cool take. And it's pretty featureless here. Terry and I are a little worried to be pike in here, but this bass came up and whaled my orange popper right by some wood. Not bad. Oh, he's got it right in the bone here. There we go.
There you go, nice.
That's super big, a male.
There's a fish.
Good job, Terry. Given the weather today, we did fairly well, catching some nice bass, even taking one on a popper. Tomorrow, we fish the main lake, here where we're staying at Wakamoto. The weather is predicted to be much calmer, and certainly as we sat by the campfire, we had high hopes. We awoke to a beautiful morning with very light winds. Perhaps this will be an excellent day of fishing for both Terry and I. I took the time to go over my fishing gear in preparation for launching. This is the gear ideal for the conditions in Northern Ontario at this time. Fast action rods in 9 to 10 foot lengths in a 6-weight size are perfect for casting large streamers or poppers for bass. I made sure to bring a selection of reels with differing fly lines to fish the entire water column. Weight-forward floating lines are great for topwater fishing and also some shallow water locations. However, my principal fly line at this time of the year is an intermediate sinking line. With a sinking rate of 1.5 to 2 inches per second, this line was uniquely suited for getting smelt patterns down in the water column, or for putting crayfish imitations on bottom in depths up to 6 feet. I carry my fly assortments in Myo foam slip boxes, which conveniently fit into my boat box. The boat box is waterproof and keeps everything dry, which is especially needed at this time of the year. I arrange my fly boxes based on the pattern type needed for bass. Bass love smelt, and I always carry a large selection in differing sizes. My 3 top smelt patterns are Scotty McFly, Murtich Minnow, and the Game Changer. Crayfish are a big part of a smallmouth's diet at any time of the season, and I have acquired a wide variety of patterns over the years. But 2 patterns really stick out as being effective. The first is the Bronze Goddess, which sits upright on the bottom. The second pattern is the deadly S3 Sculpin, designed by Mike Schultz in Michigan. For topwater action, I have a series of poppers in various colors and sizes to help entice smallmouth into vicious surface strikes. Orange and also yellow poppers are probably my top producers in Northern Ontario, in sizes 2 through 6. On overcast days or in low light conditions, I always have black or dark green poppers as they help bass see the fly's silhouette on the surface. We headed out onto Lake Wakamoto with great anticipation, as this large and clear body of water is popular with local anglers. We started to fish some shallow water bays that featured sandy shorelines, but saw nothing. In fact, the only fish we kept spotting were cruising lake trout. Not a good sign. We checked the map, then looked at the sonar. Fish structure, but still nothing. The water was still too cold. We even checked rocky points, bays full of tree stumps, sandy bays, nothing. The bass were still deep and lethargic due to the cold water conditions. That is one of the problems with very clear lakes compared to stained or shallow bodies of water. They just don't retain solar energy and are usually colder. So Terry and I pulled the boat out of the water and drove to another lake, hoping for better results. But unfortunately, this lake had the opposite problem. The water was too warm because the lake was shallow and had very stained waters. We could only manage to catch some small pike and 1 little bass.
Oh, pike.
Is it really a pike?
Yeah.
Well, that's bigger than the one yesterday.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
I figured this rock would have them.
Yeah, it's the first freaking bass
Smallie.
seen.
A small smallie.
It was a tough day because we basically chose the wrong lakes given the conditions. Time to head home, get something to eat, and cry in our beers. But there's always tomorrow. Day 3 of our trip started off very differently than the previous 2 days. We decided to hire a local guide to take us out. Adam Valley, who owns Angling Algoma, guides both conventional tackle and fly fishers throughout this region. Adam took us 40 minutes to the east of where we were staying, stating that the waters in this area were warmer and the bass were more active. He had us casting topwater flies and lures from the boat, and it didn't take long for the action to happen.
Got him. Hard to beat him on top. I think so. Good job, Colin. We got it good too. Nice. Good job.
Thank you.
Good start.
That might be a spawned out female, isn't it?
Could be. She could
She's
be
got the
back
soft
up.
belly. Yeah.
Got some pliers for you, Colin.
No, I just have to pop them.
Using barbless?
Yeah.
Awesome. It's the little guy.
Yeah. But it's about to take.
I think that one's a little male.
It is bigger.
Bigger than I thought. Look, that hook popped right out.
Yeah. Fly right out. There. That's what we want. Barbless.
Nice job. That's a decent fish.
Yeah. Almost hit.
Nice.
Thick enough.
Oof. Big old head on her.
All gray in the
Just
belly.
spawned out. Starting to get back on the feed bag. There you go, buddy.
Very
Take her.
nice.
Nice fish.
Around lunchtime, Adam pulled us into a small bay to relax and have a bite. But then it happened. We saw a big fish slash out at a dragonfly. Immediately, we began casting topwater offerings. And that is when we caught a surprise species we didn't expect. Largemouth bass typically aren't in the shallows this early in the season. What a delight to catch a 5-pound fish on a popper.
Okay, Terry, we got the sun coming up, warming the shallows right now, and the fish are coming up cruising, so we're seeing some up here. I'm gonna try and lead you to one here, okay?
Yep.
Right over here, buddy.
That angle.
Good job, buddy. Good job, Terry. I know they're all fun.
Yeah. That is the best feeling in the world.
Music to my ears that, oh, he's got a follower.
He does have a buddy.
He's got a buddy here, Colin.
Big buddy. As big as him. Wow, that's another nice one.
There we go. That's a nice fish.
Man, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nice color pattern on her.
Beautiful. Right in the top of the mouth.
Good hook set. Good job, buddy. That's pretty much how you want to get them, right there.
It was so awesome to watch them come and just boom, gone. Got it.
After the action subsided, we finally got a chance to eat, and a beaver decided to swim by and say hello. The smallmouth bass action lasted throughout the day, only slowing down as it began to cool off. What a wonderful way to spend a day on the water. When we got back to Wakamoto Lake Cottages, while Terry was busy preparing some nachos, I took a few minutes to chat with Mark and Candace Bouchard, who are the owners of this fantastic facility.
So my philosophy on hospitality is I'd be there to help them out as much as I can, that when I come into these cottages, that they're clean, you have everything that you need. We're very friendly. We love to entertain and stuff like that. We love meeting new people. And now with being here, people are traveling to come to us. And
when they do, we want to make it memorable.
Yes,
really
we want them to say, this is going to be my second home. I want to return. The hosts were fantastic. They were great. The cottages were perfect. Anything we needed, they provided us as much as they could. You know, as new owners, we've been doing a lot of renovations to this resort too. So, you know, new beds, new blankets, pillows, Keurigs for the camps.
This is our home, so we want to make sure when people come to our home that they feel welcome and they feel entertained, and anything they need, all they got to do is ask.
Tonight we celebrate with cold beer and a big pan of Terry's famous nacho chips. I can hardly wait until tomorrow. We woke up in the morning to more wind with the threat of gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Not what we wanted. However, the weather was at least sunny and stable. We just needed to find a lake that was somewhat sheltered and offered both depth and color to help ensure the bass would be active. We checked our map, and in less than 30-minute drive, we found the right place. The winds were really hammering us by now, so we had to seek out leads from the gusts and began casting to visible structure. It didn't take long, and we started to connect. Got him.
There, look at that. What a
Little guy.
beauty. That's a nice one, brother.
Underneath that dock.
Nice fish.
Yeah, came out from that dock.
Yeah.
Just as we're on the point there.
Oh my, Colin, that is beautiful.
We took that copper-colored woolly bugger with a cone head. All right, first bass today.
Beautiful. Boy, are they ever brown, eh?
Oh, they're beautiful here.
Beautiful.
Different color than the other lakes we fished.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Barbless hook just came right out.
Lovely.
Let me just get him here. Wow. Look at the coloration on that. Absolutely gorgeous fish. We hooked into the odd fish, but the bass were still not active. However, as the day progressed, the clouds began to clear and the fishing improved. There we go.
There you go, my man.
That's actually
That's a
decent.
bass.
That's a decent one.
That is a decent one.
Came off the log. I saw it off. Oh, look at that. That's a decent fish. So, we've gone to an intermediate line, but a 6-foot piece of 2X leader, and I'm using a white streamer so I can see the fly. I was using brown and gold color, copper, and it stopped working. So I went to this Scotty McFly. This is a decent fish. I think this is the biggest fish of the day there, Terry.
That's a big fish of the day for sure.
All right.
Nicely done, brother.
Well, no, nice boat control, because this has been absolute hell.
Thank you. That's a bit of heaven right there in the net, though.
Great boat control there, my friend. Get me into this bass. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I know we were catching bigger fish yesterday, but when you've got really terrible conditions, and you got to go to a smaller lake, and you still catch fish like that. I like to catch these on a popper, but even a streamer, I saw they eat. That was really cool. There we go,
Nice.
fish.
We found them.
Yep. We're fishing the top of the shelf. Oh, look at that, nice jump. And this is an area he told me they traditionally haven't caught bass, but maybe with these winds, and this lake is very warm, we think the bass have already spawned out, that the bass are up here because they're keeping away from the high winds. I mean, it's rocking. But on the flip side, they're in here because there's bait fish and crayfish, nothing else. So you can see the rocks. That's a decent bass. Barbless hook, just take it out. Look at that, beautiful. Beautiful colors. Got one. Right here. Right at the boat. They're in around these boulders. Oh,
Ooh, that's a nice one.
it's not bad. He's coming up. Yeah, he was right in those, like in the edge of the sun and the rocks
Yep.
there.
Yep, he was.
And it was like maybe one rod length away. He's all wrapped up. Okay.
You want me to get him?
Yeah, you can get him, Ter. Got him up. Oh, good job.
Thanks, Terry.
He's a nice one. Oh, look at his tail all spawning.
Yeah,
Wore out.
Yeah, it is. Show that to the camera here. Fly just popped out. See how the tail building the nest?
That's obviously been a couple of weeks because look at the healing on it. See ya.
I have to thank Terry for being so patient and kind, as he didn't fish much. Boat control was his main duty, and we ended the day with a very wild and wet drive back up the lake. I want to thank Candace and Mark Bouchard for hosting us in their wonderful facility. Wakamoto Cottages are an ideal location for anglers or families who are looking for a wonderful wilderness location that is readily accessible by car or truck. For Terry and I, it was the perfect place for two friends who wanted to relax, catch up, and fish. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you on the water soon.
The new Fly Fisher is brought to you in partnership with Destination Ontario, Algoma Country, Orvis Fly Fishing, Scientific Anglers, Trout Unlimited, WeatherTech Canada,